What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another Fridge Financials video. And today's video, the focus is not options or stocks or anything of that nature, but honestly, it's just giving you guys a little bit more of an insight as to who I am as a person here. So we're going to be looking at my paychecks or at the whole school year here. I've documented everything in a spreadsheet here. I'm not going to show you my actual paychecks, obviously, because of safety reasons. There's, my address is on there, all the data is there, and so that. So I put all the numbers in the end of the spreadsheet here. And if you don't believe me, that's okay. I get it. So if you're excited for today's video or curious to know what a teacher does, feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, turn on those bell notifications as per usual. Now, I'm not here to brag about this salary because I'm going to let you know right now, the salary that I made is not anything crazy to write home about, right? I'm not making six figures. Get that right off the bat here. I'm not making a six-figure salary here. But as I looked back through my paychecks for the entire school year, I was working a lot of different things. And it's amazing as to how much extra income I actually added in to my regular salary. So as a teacher, obviously we have a salary pay, which is a fixed amount that we get paid out every single year per our contract, but there's also a lot of opportunities to make extra money. So I want to ask you guys, drop it down in the comment section. What do you think percent additional do you think I added up into my salary from my odd jobs here? Do you think I made 10% more? Do you think I made 20% more, 30% more? Drop that percent down in the comment section as per usual. As we break down these paychecks here, I'm not going to bore you with every single one, but it's kind of giving you some ideas. And what you'll see at the top here is the paycheck number, the date, teacher pay, overage pays, after school tutoring, AP tutoring, summer training, sub coverage, gross pay, deductions, and net pay. A lot of stuff here. As you see, I was a busy teacher. And you can get the idea as to how, imagine me, Fridge Financials, also doing after hours, YouTube, social media, all these different things here. Still making time for some amazing people that are following me on the channel. So thank you guys obviously so much, and make sure you subscribe. Anyways, without further ado, so breaking down the paychecks here. So first paycheck of the year came in September of last year. Here's my teacher pay. Now, just to kind of a little bit of a breakdown, if we don't have enough teachers working at our district or at our high school, for example, we need to still have classes that are full of students, but if they don't have enough teachers to do it, they will offer teachers, hey, take one of your free blocks away. It will pay you extra, but you teach an extra class. So contractually, I am obligated to teach 5 classes out of the 8 periods we have for the day. But they offer it up to people and say, hey, do you want to teach an extra class here? We'll pay you more for it. And then you lose one of those free blocks that you have. So instead of teaching 5 classes, I was teaching 6 classes, but the overage pay is what we call it, is what we get paid extra outside of our salary contract here. So overage pay was $379.63. And again, this is bi-weekly, by the way. I didn't make a note there. This is every 2 weeks. So it's not every week, unfortunately. And again, you can see that the gross pay there, the deductions, and the net pay. So my first paycheck was $1,965.74. We can break down the next paycheck here, which, as you will see, again, same salary pay. It's broken up over the same paycheck. So this is going to be the same the entire column down. Overage pay is going to be the same every time, but there's some odd jobs put in here and there. For example, I did a summer training last summer that paid me $329. I got paid out after that in the second paycheck of the school year, which again then bumps up my net pay for the second paycheck to be $2,185.85. So kind of just giving you guys a little bit of a glimpse. Again, these are all jobs that I did throughout the school year. So kind of give you a little bit of an insight as to how the teacher lifestyle actually is. Going on to the third paycheck, nothing new here. It looks like, again, just the overage pay and the teacher pay, which again makes have the same net pay of $1,965.74. Again, so this first month, you're looking at about $4,000 after taxes, pretty okay. Second month coming in with October, you're looking at same thing. But about $3,900-ish here for the second 2 weeks here for that month of October. So not anything crazy to write home about, obviously. I'm not making 6 figures, but, it pays the bills. We use the money left over. We invest it, all that kind of good stuff there. I believe. So again, this one's the same thing. Again, gross pay, net pay, all very, very much the same. If we go on down, though, So in around November, we started this program that's after school tutoring, which you could sign up for. I've been doing it now for I think 3 years. I just finished up here. So it would be Monday, Wednesdays after school, a couple hours a day. You get paid like $35 an hour. And so you would tutor students that come by that need extra help, whatever it is, it's free to them, but we get paid for it still. And again, I signed up for it. Why? I like the money, right? You got to make the extra income somehow. So add an extra $53 into my overall paycheck. So now we've broken our $2,000 net pay after taxes and deductions, right? So deductions is like your health insurance, your retirement accounts, all those kind of things, taxes, state taxes, federal taxes, all that stuff, union dues, all that stuff is taken out. And then what I'm left over with is my net pay, obviously. So that's going to be the 6th paycheck we have here. 7th paycheck, again, this one we only had like 1 day we started opening, so there wasn't that much, like there wasn't that many hours here. Second week through or second paycheck through, we get a little bit more here. The overage pay here, what you'll notice is literally higher than this one here. The reason why is because my overage was over with because they hired a teacher to take the actual classes on. So once they hire an actual teacher to teach these classes, they take it back from us who we're filling in. We're basically like long-term subs essentially. So they gave us a little bit more money to close out that kind of like contract position there that we have here. So we get a bit more pay as a result to kind of close it out, because what you'll notice is the next paychecks, the overage pay goes to 0. And that is an adjustment in and of itself, because I'm used to getting $400 extra every paycheck. Now I'm not going to have that. So that's what we're looking at right now. And again, the interesting thing also, what you will notice, and again, this is giving you the teacher glimpse of a lifestyle here. If you look at the deductions here, you're like, oh, well, Fridge, why is your pay so much more this week compared to this one here? These 3 weeks were all the same month. And the deductions on salary, when it's bi-weekly, we get deductions taken out twice a month, because it's what's factored in. It's factored in for twice a month. So when you get a 3rd paycheck, there's not as many deductions taken out. We usually take out for, like, for example, medical insurance that we have that taken out twice a month. Now the 3rd time in the month. So the 3rd time in the month, which is the 7th paycheck here, we had no insurance taken out because we already paid for it for these 2 paychecks here and here in the month. So believe it or not, we actually got a lot more of a net pay here because there's less deductions. We still pay taxes on it. Don't freak out like, oh my God, tax evasion. We're still doing taxes, but there's a lot less deductions taken out as a result. So it's a little bit more pay. So as a teacher or anybody with salary pay, if you hear the 3rd paycheck of the month, you get really excited because you know you're getting a little bit of an extra bump in your pay, which is absolutely amazing. That was also on Thanksgiving, I believe, that week. So we're off of Thanksgiving week and we got paid. It's amazing. Okay. Moving on down. So week 8, as you'll see, overage pay back to 0. So kind of sucks, obviously. Again, the hours for tutoring fluctuate every now and then because of like school closings or there's delays or snow or whatever the case is. So the hours kind of change a little bit more there. And again, you can see my nice little net pay. Again, take a little bit of a hit here in my pay, about $150 or so. I was used to getting that $400. Unfortunately, did not happen anymore. And then we can keep going on down. Same thing, tutoring, nothing else. Sub coverage, which in case you didn't know also, for our district or for the high school at least, what they do is that like if they need a sub to cover a class, if we have a lot of people that are out, they will say, hey, we need you to cover this class here. They'll tell you to go cover a class, but they'll pay you because they're taking away your free prep time that you need. Because as teachers, you need prep time to be able to prep lessons, grade, call people, call parents, that kind of stuff. And they're taking that time away from us to make us go cover another class that we shouldn't be doing. So they give us incentive of paying us $70 per class that we cover. And it's like an hour and like 10 minutes long. So you get paid $70 for a little over an hour, which is pretty okay, actually. So some coverage pay, really, really nice as well. Another benefit of being a teacher, I will say, gets factored in there as well. Next one coming in, overage pay, nothing. Tutoring was nothing because this was Christmas break. So we woke up on Christmas break. We get a nice little paycheck here. But rather than that, again, after that, there was nothing coming in. So this was the lowest paycheck, I think, of the year was this one because there was no tutoring, because there was no school open, no overage pay, none of that going on whatsoever. So kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. 11, same thing. Week 11, we got some more pay coming in from tutoring, and that was like another like 2 hours or whatever it was, something like that. Maybe it was 3 hours coming in for that one. But then into week 12, you're like, Fridge, why is it overage pay again? I took a different overage because someone quit or someone was on leave or something like that. They're like, oh, we need someone to cover it. So I was like, all right, I'll do it. Why not? I got stuff. I want money. I love money, right? Like we all do. And so then I got another overage paycheck here for a little while. So you'll see that one kind of take up a little bit more. So this paycheck comes in again as one of the higher ones because besides this one here, because it was teacher pay plus overage pay plus tutoring. Nice paycheck, $133. Amazing. Week 13, same thing. This was like the first time having tutoring open for the full 2 weeks pay. So that's like the max you will see that the tutoring goes to is $215 there. So, again, more tutoring money going in there. We can keep going down. Overage pay, nothing new there. Overage pay again, nothing new there. And nothing new here as you'll see, like missing one day here, maybe. This one's a maxed out day for 2 hours for the week, which is absolutely amazing. This right here, AP tutoring. So they actually offered teachers, and I'm an AP statistics teacher, if you didn't know that. They actually offered teachers a stipend pay of saying, hey, come tutor on the Saturdays out of your free time on a Saturday and tutor these 10 sessions for these students for AP because the AP exams were like 2 months out or 1 month out at this point. Or maybe it was 2 months out when we started it, but the pay came in a little bit later on. So it was 10 sessions, $150 a session. You would show up on a Saturday, you would tutor for 2 hours, and that would be it. And of course, Fridge Financials was like, I'm going to sign up for that. I want some extra money. So there was one point my check was like ridiculous, like $3,200 because they paid us all up at once towards the end of the training. So it was teacher pay, overage pay, tutoring, AP tutoring. Boom, net pay $3,200. I love that check so much. I was so excited, but obviously it's only there for once and that's it. And then we've got again. So here's me having the overage for about 2 months. Then the guy came back from medical leave, so now I'm back to nothing for overage. I'm still tutoring, which is great. And paychecks kind of come back down a little bit as we go. Tutoring again on the 16th of May. It's very, very similar idea. On the 30th, same thing, still tutoring. And then this right here is the big balloon check. If you watched my last video, we talk about at the end of the school year, we get a big balloon check right here where it basically pays out whatever's left of your salary contract. And this is what we came up with here. So that's the number we came up with. And again, after taxes and deductions, we walked home with almost $13,000. Cannot complain. So this is what we're looking at here. And again, this is what my life was the entire year. I was teaching, I was covering extra classes, I was tutoring, I was doing summer trainings, I was doing sub-coveraging, all those different things here. And they make up your grand total of what I made for the year as a teacher. Now, again, if you haven't made this far and we haven't gone to the breakdowns yet, again, feel free to comment what percent extra do you think I added in by doing the tutorings and the coveraging and the overage pay and everything else. And we're going to break down what it is. So what we are looking at here are the final numbers. Salary pay, $69,000. Nice. Overage pay was $5,500. Tutoring was $2,200. AP tutoring, $1,500. Summer training, $329, and then the coverages. Oh, I had a coverage here also. So I had 2 coverages for the year, $140 there. So $78,846 is what I made. I had $24,000 in deductions taken out and taxes and everything else. Makes my net pay almost $55,000. What does that mean? Well, these numbers, honestly, to me, are kind of shocking. So take a look at this breakdown here. 87% of my money I took home was my salary pay. Between overage pay and all these here was almost 13% extra added on to my income. I'm looking at about I think it's like $10,000. This is $7,700, $9,200. Yeah, we're looking at literally almost $10,000. Let's take a look. What does it come out to be? $9,754. So even though teachers don't get paid a lot of money, right? And I completely attest to, we don't get paid enough compared to what we do for all the hats we wear every single day. I don't want to get into that aspect, but I added almost an extra $10,000 to my salary from taking up these odd jobs every time. And that's the grind that you have to work with. And again, that's why if you watch my last video, I had net worth over $100,000. Again, $10,000 extra. Imagine taking that $10,000, putting it into the S&P 500, putting it into the stock market, putting it into a high yield savings account. It's growing faster than you think it's going to grow, right? And the point of this video is not to say, again, like I'm not making a 6-figure salary here, you know, and the fact that I'm able to go out there, I work all these different jobs, I try to make all this extra money as much as I possibly can here, I try to do all these things here to bump up my pay, just really just shows that, like, if you grind, you put in the extra work, you're going to be able to make yourself have a great, successful life. I'm doing more summer training this summer, which is another like $2,000 or so, because I'm having me do more things. So there's going to be another $2,000 added into my next salary next year. So obviously, you work harder now so you can relax in comfort later on. That's kind of my go-to mentality here. But hopefully, give you a glimpse as to where I'm at right now. And again, I'm not making a lot of money. But the idea is that if you grind and you make a lot of extra money and you do those extra jobs, side jobs, hustles, whatever, like that's what's going to put you ahead in life. So hopefully you guys take that however it is you want. Again, if you made this fun in the video, as always, feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, turn on those bell notifications for all future uploads. I hope you guys make money in the market, whether it's the stock market, high yield savings account, odd jobs, whatever it is you're doing here. And as always, I will see you in the next video.